Hi everybody, this is Jack for Contour 1, and it's that 1600 video. And it was about 2 months ago that I recorded the 1500th video, so I'm forging ahead. And I wanted to wish everybody a very happy holiday season, be it Christmas, Kwanzaa, um, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope you have a good one. It's a little bit chilly down here in Florida. It's going to go down to freezing this evening, but I know that's a far cry from the way it is in the rest of northern part of the United States. So I know lots of you enjoy winter weather, snow, and all the winter sports that go with that, but down here that's not not going to happen, except for a few ice rinks that are around. So we have a lot of turmoil in the United States right now, and the holidays give us a time to count our blessings and perhaps think of how we're going to handle all the problems that we as a nation have, and harken back to the Hurricane Sandy. And I'm sure there are many people who are still suffering from that, and it'll take months, if not years, to recover from that. And along with that are some hard decisions about rebuilding, whether rebuilding in certain areas is a good thing. All kinds of decisions have to be made. And it's tough. It's a very tough situation. And along with that, of course, is the massacre in Connecticut, in Newtown, at Sandy Hook Elementary. And it brings up all sorts of concerns about violence in our culture, from video games to availability of weapons that are very high-powered automatic weapons, and mental health issues. Mental health issues probably are the least explored because they're very difficult issues to deal with. But I hope that wisdom is gained in the next few months to make a plan so that massive events like this never happen. But on happier thoughts, this 1600th video, I thought would be a good time to talk to you about our next car as a family car. It was a 1958 Rambler Classic station wagon. And I guess it was a custom. It's called a custom at that point. It wasn't quite a classic. I think that was maybe in a couple of years they began calling them classics. The Custom 6, and it was a used car. And the story behind that was our Studebaker was starting to rust badly, and it was time for a replacement. We had that from 1956 up through, I'd say, around 59 or 60. And at this point, my dad started looking at Ramblers. And a friend of his was a dealer in Ramblers at the time. The agency wasn't a very big agency. It was small. It was I guess you could say almost maybe a size of a typical gas station at the time, with a little showroom in the front and maybe 3 bays in the back. So it wasn't very big. And I tried to convince him that if he was looking at Ramblers, a Rambler American might be a good idea. It would be a new car, 6-cylinder, and I was trying to talk him into an automatic. but he didn't want to spend that money on that. So uh, we wound up, he would always say, well, I'm going to sleep on that. Well, when he slept on something, you pretty well imagine that he wasn't going to go for that suggestion. So what happened is we wound up with a 58 Rambler custom station wagon, and it was a nice appearing vehicle. It was two-tone green, and oddly enough, it had air conditioning, six-cylinder, and it was automatic. No power steering, no power brakes, and seemed to run okay, and seemed pretty satisfactory. The air conditioning was fine, automatic was fine. But then uh, I was going to college at the time, and they would take me down to college where I stayed, and stopped at a gas station on the way back, and one of the guys at the station said, boy, there's a funny sound with that engine. And turned out that yes, indeed, there was a funny sound with the engine. It had a piston slap, I assume, and it needed to be rebuilt. So back we go to the Rambler dealer, and he did rebore the engine, put in new pistons, but evidently did nothing about the valves. And just took the head off and set it aside, evidently. Well, after the engine rebuild, and didn't really notice before that, but it probably existed too, we went through a lot of oil. Especially looking out the exhaust pipe, you could see the trail of bluish smoke, particularly when you revved up the engine, let off the engine, you'd get blue smoke. I figure in retrospect that the valves, that probably oil was leaking past the valve stems, and probably need new seals, but that wasn't done. So that was kind of in the background here. We had a car that seemed to run okay, but used an excessive amount of oil. Well, one of the trips to college, folks came down, and I drove the car around a little bit, and I noticed a lot of vibration in the steering column and the steering wheel. And I said, boy, you better get this car checked. And Dad said, yeah, I guess so. So that was the end of that, but they evidently didn't do it. So next time they came down, they never made it. Turns out that the vibration was slack in the universal joints, and one of them gave way and dropped the drive shaft about halfway down from where we lived to the college. So car had to be towed back to town. Well, being a small dealership, it turns out that they didn't have any universal joints at the place, so they had to order them, and they would be coming in from the parts depot. It was evidently in Upper Darby, so we had to wait on that. So this was quite a quite a deal to get towed all the way back home and then have to wait on parts. Been better off if they had had it fixed where it broke down. So eventually that was fixed, but I think there was a doubt about this car. In retrospect, I would say it probably had about 30,000 miles when my dad bought it, and I think it was not treated very well during those 30,000 miles. Maybe it had the engine oil changed regularly, but my guess is it didn't, and I doubt that it had much in the way of preventive maintenance. So we then undertook the chore of finding another car, which leads us to our first new car, a 1961 Ford Falcon, which will be the subject of my next video about our cars, and that maybe that'll wait till the 1700th video. I don't know, we'll see. So I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you get some relief over this holiday season from all the stress that we're going through right now, and think positive thoughts, and try to do something positive for your fellow humans. Thank you very much.